What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna be showing my 6-7 build. You know, a lot of people have been asking me for it for a long time, so I got y'all. I'm gonna get into the build, how to make it, and then I'm gonna start getting into the cap breakers, the animations, the badges, takeover, all that. So I'm gonna show you guys the sigs I use, jump shots, what you could do differently with the build, everything. So let's get into it. Okay, so first you're gonna wanna go point guard, and obviously you're gonna go 6'7", and I brought my weight all the way down to 181. I went this because I like the slender body type. I like my player to be skinny. I just think it looks cleaner and it goes good with the long arms too. So I'm gonna go with the 7-foot wingspan. This helps you get all the attributes you need. I would go up to 7'1" to get the full max wingspan, but I get an 83 3-pointer, so I went down to 7 foot. So first, you're gonna wanna bring your dunk up to a 61. You don't need to go higher than that. We're gonna cap break that. It's gonna get all the way up to 89. And then driving dunk, you're gonna wanna go 35. And then for shooting, you're gonna wanna put your 3-pointer all the way up to 83 and your mid-range all the way up to 89. That's so you get the most badges you can. You get that limitless on bronze. You can put a badge on that too. You could upgrade that. And then ball handle, go to 88. I'm also gonna use a couple cap breakers on that. And speed with ball, you're gonna wanna max that out to 83. Perimeter defense, I went with 85. In my opinion, you don't really need too much higher than that unless you're really a lock. My defense is fine with this. That just goes with the speed. The speed helps a lot. Steal, I went with 73. I don't really think you need much higher than that. I never really go higher than 73 steal on my builds. But block, I put all the way up to 84. I like having a high block. And interior, 74 to help with those badges. And then you're going to be able to rebound with this build too. So you're going to want to go with an 80 defensive rebound and a 75 offensive. So you get that box out beast and the rebound chaser if you're going with the 80. So you'd lose rebound chaser if you went one down, but you get it on silver with the 80 rebound. Speed, I went up to 87 speed and 85 agility. I think that's perfect for defense. I never have any problems on defense with this build, especially on the perimeter. Vertical is going to go up to 78. For the contact dunks, to go with 89, you get those pro contacts off 1 and off 2. Strength, I went up to 71 because if you go to 71, you get a movable forcer on bronze, and you can put a badge on that too. And then with the leftover attributes, I just put my pass act up to 64 because there's not really much else you can do with it. But yeah, this is the build in the builder so far. I'm gonna get into the cap breakers. I'm gonna show you guys everything else you can do. But if you go with this, you get the name two-way MIDI creating cleaner. Now you could change that once the cap breakers are on. I don't think this name is that bad, but I changed mine. So now I'm gonna show you guys the cap breakers and everything else. Now this is the build with the cap breakers. See, I put cap breakers on dunk, standing dunk, and ball handle. You could change it around. I'll show the layout, but this is what I went for. I went ball handle. I did +3, so you get the badges, and you also get LaMelo behind the back at 91 ball handle, which is pretty important for my build. That's the best behind the back in the game, in my opinion. That's what I always use. And dunk, I went up to 89 for those contact dunks. That's why I did it at 61. You know, I tested this build a lot. I went in and out of it to see what dunk would get me the best and the most cap breakers. You get a big boost from cap breakers. I used all 5 on that. And then standing dunk, I had some leftover. I made this build before I got more cap breakers, but it brings my standing dunk all the way from a 35 to an 82, which is kind of crazy. This is the layout. See, dunk goes from 61 all the way to 89. Now I had 13 cap breakers. I used 5 on this, 5 on this, and 3 on here, but I had 1 finishing specialization cap breaker, so I put 4 on my dunk, and then 1 of the specialization ones on my dunk. And then I used my other 3 on my 91 ball handle to bring that up. And then once I got more, I threw it all on my driving dunk. You could put it on other stuff. You could put it on interior, vertical, some other things. You get more than just 1 per attribute, but I thought standing dunk would be the best one. So you could really do anything with it. You don't need all 13 cap breakers for this build. You really only need 8. But if you have extra, you can do this, or you can tweak the build if you have even more than 13. Now these are the badges I use. You could change them around, but I think this is probably the best layout if you have all of them. Now next season it's going to restart obviously, but once you get them all back up, you can do this again. I like to use my set shot on +2 because it's always better to be able to shoot more, so I get that on Hall of Fame. And then my +1 for my tier 1, I use posterizer and handles for days. I don't think you need higher than Hall of Fame handles for days. Even gold is okay, but I put mine up to Hall of Fame just to help a little bit. And posterizer, since I only have an 89 dunk, you know, the gold posterizer helps. And then tier 2s, they're interchangeable, but this is what I went with. Paint controller, high flyer denier, and a movable enforcer. Now I'm a little skinny, so I need the movable enforcer. and the chase down blocks always help. That's why I put the high flying denier on, and paint patroller just in case I'm on the ones court and I go up against someone with high post control. I haven't really had a problem guarding that. And then clutch gene just in case the game's close, I need to make a shot from farther, I put it on limitless. And also dimer because my pass ac isn't very high, but if I need a bailout pass, I'll be able to if it's in the clutch time. Now for the takeover, this is what I use. I just use it all on my 3-point shot, and I use sharp take for the ankle breakers. I think this is the best takeover you can do. The sharpshooting takeover really helps. And the 3-point, since it's only an 83, you don't really need it. 83 is enough to shoot, but I just like having that extra boost to my 3-pointer, so I always put it on this. I also made one with speed with ball and 3-pointer, but I don't really use this too much. Also sharp take. I don't think any other takeovers are better than it. But this doesn't really help me as much since my speed with ball is already kind of high at 83. So I always use this one so I can get the extra 3-point boost. And my animations, I've already showed y'all in the dribble tutorial that I posted, but I'll go through them again. My go-to shot, I use Jalen Suggs. Now, more meta, you could use Kyle Kuzma if you're a dribbler. You could use KD if you just like playing ones if you're a bigger build. But I like Jalen Suggs. Spin jumper Keegan Murray for the glitchy move, and the hop jumper Devin Booker. This is what I use on all my builds, and I explain why in the tutorial. I show how to use it. And same thing with the rest of these sigs. It's all explained in the tutorial why I use them all. But in my opinion, these are the best sigs for my play style. But you might have a different play style and you could change them if you want. But yeah, this is what I always go with. Now this is my main jump shot. I use Ray Allen base, and I think it's definitely the best one. I switch it out a couple times. I use a couple other jumpers just because I like the way some other ones look. But for winning purposes and ISO purposes, I strictly use this one. This is definitely my most consistent jumper and my best one. The Ray Allen base, it's quick, it's got a high release. I mean, everything's good about it. This is the other jump shot that I use sometimes. I just started using it. My boy R-Man put me onto it. Paul Reed base, it's pretty quick. It's supposed to be like set shot 25, and it's really quick. It catches people off guard. They don't think you're about to shoot because he doesn't really jump for it. The only thing about it is the release height. It gets contested sometimes because it's only got a D+. But I think with these releases and this set point, or in between set point and push and the release speed, I think this jumper is pretty good. So I've been using this a lot recently, but I still think my Ray Allen jumper is better. But this is just a backup in case you can't get Ray Allen or you decide to tweak the build a different way. So that's going to do it for the build. Let me know in the comments if you guys make this build or if you made a different version of it. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, anything else you could tweak about the sigs, about how to do any moves. I'll link all my socials in the description so you guys can text me if you need to. But that's going to do it for this video. Peace.